Hi everybody, welcome to Dunbar Academy Quick Tips. I'm Jamie Dunbar, and today's quick tip is about why you should put your dog in scenarios where you know they are going to misbehave. Before we get started, please make sure you're subscribed so you never miss one of our videos. And as always, if you'd like to learn more about this topic, head to dunbaracademy.com and check out our online dog training courses, many of which are completely free. Okay, back to training. Are there certain situations you avoid with your dog because you know they make your dog misbehave? Maybe your dog barks and lunges when they see another dog. Or maybe your dog chases bicyclists and skateboarders. Or maybe your dog gets overexcited when visitors arrive and they start barking, running in circles, jumping up and play biting. These problems can be really frustrating, and they can make life with a dog much less enjoyable. Left unresolved, they will never get better, and in fact, they will probably get worse. So, why not start fixing them today? Let's say you have a dog that goes crazy when visitors arrive. Clearly, you need to practice having visitors over. You need to teach your dog how to appropriately greet visitors, and you need to teach your family and friends how to appropriately greet your dog in a manner that will help train your dog. It's time for a dog training party. Invite a half dozen friends for lunch and schedule them to arrive at 15-minute intervals. Have your first guest come a full 30 minutes before anyone else. Tell them in advance what you're going to ask them to do. Explain that it's going to help your dog behave better and promise them good snacks and beverages. Be clear, you're asking them for a favor and you are going to need them to be patient and follow your instructions. This will ensure you have the time and attention to actually train your dog. So, how would you like your dog to act when greeting visitors? We've always been partial to a nice sit-stay. When sitting, a dog cannot jump up on your visitors or mouth them or lunge at them or root through their bags. But if you want your dog to sit-stay when a visitor arrives, which is clearly an exciting situation for your dog, then you've got to do a little preparation. So, on the day before, set aside your dog's entire daily allotment of kibble to use as lures and rewards for sit-stays. Have your dog perform at least 100 short sit-stays, ranging from 3 to 30 seconds, spread throughout the entire day, in every location in your home and maybe some outside, but especially by the front door. Okay, now it's the day that your friends are coming for lunch. Place a jar of kibble outside, unlock the front door, and wait for the doorbell. Once you hear the doorbell, call your dog to a spot 3 to 5 yards away from the front door and ask your dog to sit. Your goal is for your dog to do a 10-second sit-stay. Nothing else happens until that goal is achieved. Now, your dog will probably lose their mind when they hear the doorbell and completely ignore your instructions, but persevere. Keep asking your dog to sit. The practice you did the day before is going to greatly reduce the time it takes your dog to get back under control. Once your dog does sit, say, "Good dog," and count off the seconds, up to 10, keeping them in a sit-stay and praising the whole time. It doesn't matter how long it takes or how many times you have to ask your dog or how many times they sit and then break the stay before 10 seconds are up. You've already informed your visitor to wait at the door, so there's no hurry. Once your dog finally completes a 10-second sit-stay, say "Enter" to signal your visitor to come through the door. Your visitor should close the door behind themselves and then stand perfectly still, one step inside the door with a food lure in one hand. This will probably set your dog off again, and so be ready to immediately re-instruct sit, maybe using a piece of food as a lure. Your goal now is a 5-second sit-stay. Once again, it doesn't matter how long it takes, just keep at it. This entire time, your visitor should remain still and avoid engaging with the dog as much as possible. After your dog performs a 5-second sit-stay with your visitor inside, reward your dog by saying, "Say hello," whereupon the visitor should say, "Rover come," "Rover sit," and then they move their food lure to your dog's nose, then upwards and backwards over your dog's head until they sit. Your visitor's goal is to keep your dog sitting for 3 seconds by holding the food stationary in front of your dog's nose. This may take a while. Have your visitor do the training. If your dog jumps up, simply re-instruct sit. Eventually, after a successful 3-second stay, your visitor may say, "Good dog," offer the food, and a scratch. Then have your visitor take a little time to practice luring your dog to sit down and stand. Whew, may have taken a while, but you finally got your dog to greet a visitor appropriately. All it took was patience and persistence. But now is when the training really begins. Ask your visitor to leave and come around to the front door to ring the doorbell again. Repeat the whole process with your first visitor as many times as you can until your next guest arrives. Repeat the entire process with the second visitor and then the third, and so on. Once all your guests have arrived, have them take turns going back out to come in again. With half a dozen guests, each re-entering a dozen times, your dog will get a lot of opportunities to practice. In a single day, they will learn that the quickest way to meet a visitor and get a treat is to sit-stay. And each time you repeat the exercise, it will become a little easier for your dog, because with repeated exposures, the visitors become less and less exciting, making it easier and easier for your dog to listen and follow instructions. After a few repetitions, your dog might sit without your visitor using a food lure. If you repeat this exercise enough, your dog will learn to do 3 sit-stays in a row automatically whenever a visitor comes over. First, when the doorbell rings, then again when you open the door, and then once more while greeting your visitor. Now, we used the example of a dog getting hyperactive when visitors arrive, but the same concept applies to any situation where you know that you are likely to lose control of your dog. Let's review. 1. If your dog misbehaves in specific situations, think how you would like your dog to behave and teach your dog to perform that behavior on cue, practicing in different locations. 2. Enlist accomplices. Find some friends who can help you recreate the problematic scenarios and are willing to help you train your dog. 3. Once your dog behaves appropriately, repeat the exercise over and over until the appropriate behavior becomes second nature for your dog. 4. Repeat the same protocol for any situations where you know your dog is going to lose control, until your dog knows how to behave appropriately in all situations. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more, make sure to visit dunbaracademy.com and check out our selection of free dog training and behavior courses. If you'd like to watch more Dunbar Academy YouTube videos, click here or here. And if you want to watch new videos as we post them, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notification.